podcast. Today is September 16th, 2021, and we have a very special guest today, Sutton from LA Capa Customs.
Yes, hey guys,
sir.
how's everybody doing today?
I mean, pretty good.
Yeah.
So Sutton has a little commercial. You wanna tell us a little bit about the product for this commercial you want to share?
Yeah, so we have our slides, barrels, and magwells that are going to be going live tomorrow at noon. We're manufacturing these overseas and are opening up pre-order tomorrow. You guys can see the screen, all right?
Yeah.
We're manufacturing these. And so gonna play just a little commercial that'll be dropping tomorrow, just to kind of open things up here. Right.
Slides look so
those
cool.
are awesome.
Did
Did it say 64 grams? Is that what I
said? Yeah, that's it's lighter than most slides on the market.
They look sick.
I really like the cutouts around the blowback. That's pretty unique. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, that was here, I'll turn off my screen here. That was something that a lot of people kind of suggested, because I put up a poll, because it's kind of new. Most people typically cover the end, but a lot of people, I think nowadays, especially in the speed QB scene, like the more open cut type of look. And I think I put up a story, and it was like 75-25% wise preferred the open blowback unit cutout.
I remember voting on that.
Yeah, especially for the different color. Because I was just saying something about this last night of having different color blowbacks. It's kind of like a moot point because you really don't see it unless you're like looking into your slide. Having different color ones, but that one at least exposed the blowback. Whether you wanted a green one, a black one.
For sure. I think it adds a bit more contrast too. Like if you're doing a kind of purple and green build, you could have a green barrel and then a green blowback unit just to kind of tie that secondary color in a bit better too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I like the Ultra Cut. That one I got my eyes on, but it's on pre-order right now. The 5.1 Ultra Cut.
Yeah, the 4.3s are in, and we have quite a few of those, and then 5.1 hopefully coming soon. It just seems to keep getting delayed, unfortunately.
Well, we're keeping our eyes out for that one a lot. So, I don't know if Mason was going to ask it, but I'm just going to go ahead and ask it. How'd you start this, man? Like, how'd you get started in the whole company itself?
Yeah, so when Corona hit about, I guess, a year and a half ago, everybody was kind of, stuck in their houses, and I really kind of took that as an opportunity to do something productive. I'm kind of one that always likes to be doing something and innovating, kind of as you can see with some of these parts and whatnot. But basically, I started this myself by just doing custom builds and earning commission on the builds. And then did that for around 6 months or so and built out a website, built out an Instagram, really a lot of hands-on work on my part. And then from there, after about 6 months or so, I was able to earn enough money through this business itself to start wholesaling parts from various companies, AIP, Cal, Airsoft Masterpiece. And then that, really, really took off because at the time, and it still kind of is like this today, in the U.S., there's always a shortage of high Kappa parts, and so me being able to come in and supply them for low prices and always be restocking, I think really allowed me to be successful in this way. And then it just has kind of kept growing. I've kind of hired out more people as I've gotten bigger, working with different companies like KWA,
BTB. Every Thursday.
Wait, what?
think Brady meant to mute his mic. It's all good. Continue.
Yeah, no worries. And then, so really, like I said, kind of always trying to be innovative, and now, working to manufacture our own parts that since day one, some of these parts, like the frame and the barrels, I've really wanted on the market. So it's really cool to just kind of continue to grow and grow rapidly in the past year and a half to be able to, now bring parts to the high Kappa industry that, are actually from LA Capa Customs itself.
Yeah, it seems as if everybody's already heard of you too. It's I said something about it in one of my videos the other day. I was like, if you haven't heard of them, you're living under a rock, because word is spread literally so fast. And
I appreciate it.
I mean, it's really great to see the overall. I don't know, man. I'm just pumped to see all the build you got going on. It's like the first one I want to advertise to you. It's amazing, and congratulations on it blowing up like this. I mean, truly.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm very, very grateful, and just really a great kind of opportunity. This really Airsoft as a whole, but especially this kind of indoor competitive scene is just so new. So, to be able to come in and kind of open up a part shop that always has parts and then manufacture stuff, it's just, I guess, good timing, and it's really still very early in the Speed QB community and really growing rapidly as well.
Yeah, we that's a common topic on the podcast. We talk about how, like, especially on this side of the country, because the West Coast, indoor and Speed QB has been going for a couple of years now, but on the East Coast, it really hasn't been that big of a thing for that long, and this is just kind of the beginning of where it's gonna, I think, blow up. Like absolutely go insane.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And I think it just kind of started in California because a lot of the companies were there. But I mean, going to that Indiana event a few weeks ago, you can definitely tell that, it's on the move for sure.
Yeah, hands down, the culture is for sure migrating this way.
Oh yeah, and we try to do everything we can to. I mean, all of us want to see it blow up. I mean, and just the amount of people that we've met with such a common interest, and just the community has just been just amazing. And just to see how many people are just on fire to want to play. I mean, you can just see how many people just truly love. I mean, just the sport itself, just playing, and just mingling with other people.
Yeah, for sure. I like the Indiana event for me was the first BQB event I've ever been to, and just the community atmosphere, the teamwork, the skill level. Like I was completely blown away. I was not expecting really anything to that degree, so it was really, really amazing to watch.
So how about yourself though? When did you start playing Airsoft?
Yeah, so I unfortunately haven't gotten to do as much playing as I would have liked to. So I live in Shreveport, Louisiana, so we have an airsoft field, or had one, about 4 or 5 years ago. And unfortunately, I was there every weekend. It was kind of an outdoor field, but it also had like a close quarters area too. And so I loved it. I was there every weekend. It wasn't really too big ever, and it was just kind of poorly staffed, unfortunately. But that's kind of how I started playing. And then right kind of as it was shutting down, I got into high Kappas and, would spend dozens of hours on YouTube learning how to build them and that kind of thing. But yeah, I had always just kind of been a casual outdoor player, and then through LA Capa really kind of allowed me to get into Speed QB somewhat indirectly because I don't have a field, but through the business aspect of it, which I think is pretty unique and cool as well.
That's how a lot of us got together. It's just overall gameplay. I mean, I know this conversation probably comes up every other podcast, but we were always like bullying each other on the field, and once we got to the point where we were like, hey, I know this guy. Like, I like this guy. I like how he plays. It kind of just indirectly created the team that we are now.
Yep, took off.
Yeah, that's super cool. And you could even just see it, I guess, in Indiana, all the great sportsmanship and stuff. Like, I think Airsoft kind of has this persona, at least from kind of an outside view, I guess, of being so kind of toxic. And, I mean, I've seen this with customers as well. Like, not everybody is, great, but I think generally it's more of a competitive atmosphere in a lot of these places more than it is kind of toxicity from what I've seen.
I'd agree.
100%. I mean, when you're fighting for rep for about a year or rep at your field, I mean, yeah, you get competitive people. I mean, and that's with the territory of any sport.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, you wouldn't have Speed QB if you didn't have competition. So, I mean, that just kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah, it's any sport. Like, you get somebody that's, I'm not going to say hot-headedness, but, gets really, really passionate about what's going on or how the sport is, or how the sport is going on. I mean, yeah, it's compassionate. It's not, I wouldn't say toxic or toxicity. It's just a person's passion showing more than others.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'd agree with that.
And I feel like what happens to a lot of people too is they get their first experience with airsoft with the bad apple, and they just show.
Yeah, they got airsoft too often.
I think that's just from the brief stuff I've seen, I think that may be what deters people the most, is that their first time playing, whether it's a birthday party or something. Because I've been to a few different fields, kind of just to be there, meet people, and I've played a bit too, in Houston, for example. But it's when you have a whole birthday party of kids there that's their first time to play, you're always going to have a couple people that just aren't really, I guess, very encouraging and engaging, and kind of, it's a way different skill level, obviously, so it can kind of deter people, I think.
Oh, absolutely. There was one time we were PPZ was just off in our little corner, setting up, getting ready for the day, and there was a birthday party showing up, and we're cool with one of the refs, and well, at the time, cool with one of them. He's no longer working there, not fired or anything. I think he just found a better job. Wasn't trying to put anything bad out, but he was like, "Hey, there's a birthday party. We're gonna put y'all with them and let y'all help them come up into it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing bad, just
Yeah.
Show them the
put
rope.
this, yeah."
Mm-hmm.
And
With personal fire teams.
yeah, and before they even got to the field, they had literally just seen us. Hadn't seen any of us play. Didn't know if we were together. Just seen us all standing there getting geared up. I think the ref at the time told us half of the people left of the birthday party.
Wow.
Yeah, and I guess that's a factor too, a look factor. But
There
we
can
try
definitely
to,
be intimidation,
yeah. And I guess we try to look. I guess if you're looking at a
It's just
person,
unfortunate that it has to be that way, really, because we've talked about this before multiple times, but the whole speedsoft community just gets a bad rap because it's because of all these videos, of speedsofters doing terrible things and not being welcoming to people. But it's really just not true. I feel like a lot of the speedsoft community is just chill, and that like Sutton said, that just shows you at the Indiana event, everybody was just there to have a good time as well as be competitive. I mean, you can just tell everybody was having a blast.
oh yeah,
For sure. Oh, also, I'm going to just share my screen. I just checked into the YouTube video. Maybe a better backdrop, if that works with you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it on my
Just
screen.
have it panning through the slides here.
Yeah, they
through slides.
What do y'all think of the name, by the way? I get some kind of feedback from my sponsored teams and stuff, but y'all have joined, in the past week or so. So, what do you guys kind of, I guess, think of the design and name? Really just honestly, just, what's your feedback?
Are you referring to your company name?
The slides, I guess.
man.
Oh,
Kind of
I
stuff.
thought you were talking about the company name. Because I was gonna say, when I first heard it, I thought L.A. like Los Angeles. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it took
Oh,
a minute to realize. I'm like,
Honestly,
oh,
that
We're all
was-
about that.
The only thing Airsoft in Louisiana is LA Kappa. So honestly, it wasn't. I guess the name came about because I was at first just doing custom high Kappas. So I was looking at other kind of custom builders. You have Psi Kappa that's in SS, and you had at the time Dynamic Capa Customs. He was just kind of did it on the side, but was pretty big. He's I think since moved on, just has a family and stuff now. But I was just like, LA. One, because it's LA, Louisiana, but if people misinterpret it for Los Angeles, that's not really a bad thing because it's so big in California. So at first, it really wasn't too negative, if anything.
I think my favorite thing about the Conqueror slide is definitely the etched serial number. That's awesome.
Yeah,
No, that is definitely different.
it definitely makes it more unique, even though they're already pretty unique.
Yeah. So to design all the products that I have, I hired a CAD engineer, obviously, and he had no airsoft experience, so it kind of introduced me to an outside perspective too, because I knew what I wanted to do, but just from a pure engineering side, he had a lot of good ideas that the airsoft community hadn't thought of. And one of these was the serial number, which I just think was really a great idea because it allows people to kind of have an extra sense of value, or if they really like a certain number, because in the stores obviously you'll be able to see them, the etching number, and then also just for kind of a security thing too. If a build ever gets stolen, or something terrible happens, whatever, there's only one of your slide, and just gives it a more sense of uniqueness. Because if they make 1,000 of these slides, we're making 700 at the moment, possibly more. We'll see, but just adds a bit of uniqueness.
I
Yeah,
like
for
that.
sure.
That's a good thought.
And also, after you've got a lot of people getting the slide and loving the product, then that's even going to give it not necessarily that it matters from your standpoint, but a resale value and a good name of LA Kappa. Being able to say, hey, this is one of the Conqueror registered, serial number, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea.
Serial
And-
number 1 would probably sell pretty quick.
Oh,
That's a remarkable idea. That's true. I bet people are on that. Like trading baseball cards. I got a first edition.
Yeah.
I'd pay a
so-
lot for serial number 49. I'm not gonna lie.
So the plan with these slides is basically I wanted to design it where it was low profile, but still, we have a little bit of marketing in there with our name, but also, like you said, like, good brand recognition too. But I like the effect of it as well. As you kind of rack the slide back, then you can see the etching, so it doesn't stand out too much, but gives kind of a cool effect when you rack the slide back.
Yeah, I don't think you could have placed that in a better place. That's like perfect in my opinion.
I appreciate it. And
Oh,
then the barrels will not have any of those, just because you don't want to do too much. So we're just
Right.
gonna do the slides. We are doing the Magwells for the first run of the Magwells, both styles, the LA and the plain. I'll show those real quick. And these are just mock-ups because we won't get the prototypes in until next week. But really nice design, kind of a curved bottom to be a little bit more ergonomic for the fast reloads. We redid the bottom system too to have more space for you to actually put the magazine in. And then just some kind of nice low profile type cuts. And then we made one with the LA version. And, hopefully our goal is kind of long term to have LA be a symbol, just like Infinity or 2011 is, right, for the frames. To have LA on frames, on slides, on Magwells, so you can kind of match that LA sort of symbol style.
LA complete built gun. That would be dope to have. Sitting here saying it now.
Yeah. I for our frames, we're gonna do Infinity for the first run just because it's a little bit more universal. But for sure, possibly in the future, do an LA slides with LA marking on the side of it or something, and then possibly LA marking frames in the future as well.
Gonna be awesome.
That's
Well,
got to be a tickling feeling, knowing that your stamp is on a a Magwell or a product like that. I bet that's just a tickling feeling.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying earlier, it's so. I just am really, really passionate about this, I guess. Some of these parts, like I was saying, I've been wanting since I've started building high Kappas, like the aluminum tornado barrels, so it's lightweight but still has the cool tornado look. So, here in the next 2 or 3 months, whenever I travel a bit more and be able to go to places, and, a lot of people will come up and be like, hey, I bought all my parts from you guys, which is super cool. But then, moreover, to kind of see like your slide on builds and your Magwell and barrel on builds is I think going to be a really cool and humbling feeling for sure.
I'm gonna have to get me one of them gold Magwells for my gun then. I need a new one.
I'm telling you right now, as soon as I'm getting a tornado barrel, that's just
I
happening.
have to, for sure.
Like, that is.
These, I really think that, there's no reason why not to, right? So, just to kind of go over some of the things we did with these will be the normal .45 ACP markings. They have O-rings in the front and in the back, which will basically give your inner barrel more stabilization so that it won't move inside. And these are actually, no other barrel has these, so these are custom cut in the front and the back, little grooves for them to sit. And then for the 5.1 specifically, it's going to be a polished finish, so it's going to be kind of a shiny finish. For the 4.3, I don't know if any of you guys saw because we put it up yesterday. These are sandblasted, but they have polished anodizing or shiny anodizing, so it's shinier than all the slides, and you can kind of see that here. But the 5.1s will be more of a kind of glossy finish, where this is more of still that sandblasted finish, but still shiny.
And that makes me want to get a new 5.1 outer barrel, and I'm probably gonna have to. Being shiny and having
Maybe I don't have a high Kappa.
and the O-rings, man. That's some
I'm finally gonna finish
game-breaking
my high
That's
technology.
next level. Like, it really is.
It really is. No, I don't. Yeah, you're the only one on the build, across the board, that has that in a barrel. So.
All
Sure.
these dudes' wallets are shaking with fear right now.
Oh man, and the 4.3 will have the O-rings too as well. Trying to think of anything else. Oh, so my biggest thing with outer barrels is I love the tornado look. I think really universally everybody prefers the tornado look. It just really looks cool, and especially for our slides, it'll complement it really well. We designed it so that the actual tornado grooves would show through the side of the slide really nicely. But the biggest complaint I always had was the weight, because compared to the AM aluminum ones, it would be 2 and 3 times the weight for the steel version. So this being able to combine the lightweight aluminum with the kind of tornado look, and then also to be able to offer it in all these different colors that wasn't before possible, I think it's just really going to do well and sell well.
I'm for sure copping the gold one. For sure.
Coming from a guy who has and owns a 4.3 and is everybody knows is looking at the 4 corners of the earth, looking for a 4.3 outer barrel is definitely a game changer. I will say that much.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really, really excited for them. These are up right now for pre-order, by the way, for anyone listening and interested. Some of the colors sold out, obviously. Green and orange already sold out. Got a couple left in some of these different ones. Gray sold out as well. But these will be coming in. They'll ship to us next week, and then we'll be in likely the week after. And then the 5.1 barrels will be in... hoping kind of early November-ish. So these we've been working on for a while, and then kind of learned a lot from that, and then are able to translate it over into the 5.1s and that kind of thing.
One of the questions in the comments
Yeah, I was about to say,
is
Predator had a question.
what size O-rings are inside the outer barrels?
Oh, okay, good question. So the actual O-rings will come with the barrel. So in the packaging, it'll be the barrel, a custom little box that it'll come in, obviously. And then inside the back part will have 2 little O-rings in a little plastic bag that are perfect size for the barrel. So it'll come included. You don't need to buy anything separate for that.
What day are the 5.1s going on pre-order?
The barrels?
Yeah.
Everything, the barrels, the Conqueror slides, and the Magwells are going up tomorrow at noon Central Standard Time. So hopefully huge day tomorrow. Kind of been hyping it all week and are going to release that commercial too. So everything will be going on pre-order tomorrow. And then ETA for everything is late October to early November. Confirming our prototypes and then really starting mass production as soon as that happens. But with all the hype and that kind of stuff, wanted to put it out for people that really were wanting to secure it, because based on the wholesale stuff that I've had this week, I'm fairly confident I will sell out of most things before it actually gets to me.
Another viewer question. Can you show off the Conqueror box? I'm in love with the box.
Here, let me actually move this off screen real quick. Let me find the email here.
While you're doing that, you said that the 4.3s, and this is for our buddy who just texted me. You said the 4.3s are going to be shipping out when again?
The 4.3 barrels will ship in around 2 weeks, maybe less. Just kind of depends on USPS shipping time, but they are shipping to us next week. And for everybody that pre-ordered, I appreciate the patience. Really shouldn't have any more delays. The reason for the delays was the factory itself. Since then, we have gone with completely different factories, and they have been ahead of their time on the ETAs. So should be set in stone on all the ETAs going forward. But, those were a little bit delayed, but they will be shipping out in around 2 weeks.
That's dope. That's dope.
All
Again, look, this is coming from a guy who's literally been at 4 corners of the earth looking for 4.3 parts, and I'm super happy to hear that.
That box looks dope.
Oh,
okay. All right, we'll try to. Yeah, so this is an official, or actually, this is the official one. I will also show it on the. Let's see. So at the end here, we shot this for the video. So this is the slot or the packaging, but we extended it a little bit on both sides just to be a little bit more. It looks a little cleaner with the better padding on either side, and matches a little bit better with AM's packaging. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Custom text on the top and the bottom, kind of unique for each slide, and then really shows it off really nicely as well. Let's see if I have it. There's better. Too.
that is good. That looks really good.
And then let's see here. Sorry, this is kind of impromptu. Do I have the barrel? So for the 4.3 barrels, just to kind of go over that, let's see. Okay. Here is. So for the 4.3 barrels, they will be coming in just kind of a standard box with a sticker on it and that kind of thing, just because we had made them so long ago. But for the 5.1 barrels and for future barrels, let's see if I can find it. This will be the packaging that we go with, or something similar to this. I think we finalized it a bit more. But just something to kind of give it a cool look. I think the packaging is actually a little bit thicker on what we decided with, but it'll really show off nicely the really all corners of it and hold it better in place, because with shipping and stuff, it can kind of wobble around a lot on the old packaging from different companies.
Oh, for sure. But it still looks good. It's still a really good
That's awesome.
packaging design.
So yeah, I mean, I really, in designing this, wanted to make the best of the best type of product. And oh, here we go. Sorry about that. Here's the packaging. Just extended it a little bit. I think we actually had a later one where we're putting a tornado barrel at the top. I can't find that one in my emails right now, but yeah, this is essentially what we're going with, and we'll have like a tornado barrel text on the top or something like that.
Awesome.
Cool,
Changing the
cool.
game.
You really are. Like here soon enough, you're just gonna hear like nothing but LA builds.
Right? That's kind of the end goal. I know I've seen a lot of people that have requested or like when can we do a full LA build? The frames will be coming soon, which is obviously a big and huge part. To be able to do kind of a frame, slide, magwell, and barrel kind of combo. So that will be really a game changer. And then also we're developing a short stroke kit right now, and then soon to be triggers and some hop-up unit stuff. So a lot of stuff in the works, kind of starting with these main parts, and then can go a little bit more specific once we confirm everything for this.
So, if you're able to, can you tell me anything, whatever details you can about the short stroking kit? That's something that's interesting to me.
Sure. Let's see. Do I have...
Because normally, I usually just rock regular old bushings of cows, rock a couple of them, a couple washers, shorten it up a little bit.
So this, let's see if I can find an image just to reference it better here. Shoot. Let's see. Basically, with our short stroke, I've pretty much tested every short stroke there has ever been. And I like certain brands more than others. And I basically combined a lot of different ones that I liked and put them into kind of what I think would be kind of the best overall short stroke kit. I'm trying to see if I can find a picture here. Let me just email it to myself real quick on my phone so I can show it off. But basically, it'll be two different sizings. One, it'll be two different durometers, which is basically the thickness of the rubber, and the thicker one will be a little bit thinner, and the softer one will be a little bit thicker. Here we go. Here's some pictures. And essentially, it's kind of the best of all worlds. So the problems that I have with Cow is that after a lot of shots and stuff, it will either come out of place because of the O-rings and it just doesn't sit very well. And also the rubbers will wear out over time. Here we go. This is kind of a mock-up. So what we're doing differently, the rubbers are a bit wider, so it'll actually fit better with your guide rod and hold it more in place in the middle of the slide. Also, they, again, comes in two different sizes that we actually designed to kind of mesh well together. And then the washers will hold it a lot better in place, too, and prevent that swelling that you see on a lot of different other companies. So really, it'll be a lot more in the feel. It's kind of hard to talk about the super specific type of things, just because a lot of people don't know what it is, and different durometers are basically just thicknesses. But I've tested almost every short stroke kit there is, and I'm really hoping and confident that this will be the best feeling one, best lasting, and hopefully everybody's go-to soon here enough.
I like them. The fact that they're a little bit thicker in diameter. So is it kind of like the cow idea? So is the lighter green a softer texture than the harder green or the darker green? Is that where you're kind of going?
Yeah. So
okay,
for sure. I'll give the best comparisons I can here. So the cow, this one, the dark green one, is similar to the blue washer, the second hardest one, and then this is similar to the yellow. Rubber, excuse me. And then this is similar to the yellow rubber from Cow, the light green one. But like I said, they're bigger in diameter, which is going to decrease the swelling a lot, as well as guide your guide rod and hold it more centered so that you have really just a smoother recoil. And then along with that, the washers also are a lot bigger that are going to help keep it in place. Designed it on a couple different short strokes that I don't really want to share the name of.
Understand.
But yeah, I'm really kind of confident in this. This paired with an AIP 120 or Waldo 130 or even a 140 are really going to give that nice kind of snappy feel, and then not also wear over time, which was my big thing that I don't like personally with Cal, for example.
Yeah, you put a lot of hours into every little detail,
Yeah.
and it shows.
Yeah, this is, like I said, I've been really passionate about this, and I don't want to just make a product and make a profit off it. That's not why I am doing this at all. I did this because I'm super passionate about it, as I'm sure you can tell, and really have wanted a lot of these parts for years, and now to be able to manufacture them is just super kind of special. So I mean, even the little stuff like the packaging and the barcodes and a lot of stuff that you never even think about, put a lot of thought and design into, for sure.
Oh, it shows. Like, it shows you put hours and thought and detail. And me being a team builder that I am, and us being with you, it shows greatly, and I appreciate that a lot.
I appreciate your guys' support. I'm really glad I went to the Indiana event. Great experience, but also, got to meet a lot of you East Coast guys because haven't really expanded over here. And like you said, I think it really is kind of moving east too, between kind of all these teams and good fields, and now Speed QB competitive nature is kind of moving that way as well.
So I have to ask, what's your thoughts on some of these? I mean, because we all know that 3D printing is coming a thing, and it's coming a thing pretty quick, and people seem to be getting better at it. What's your thoughts on maybe some 3D printed slides?
It's kind of tough. So I am not a fan personally, for a few reasons. I have a 3D printer, and I've 3D printed a bunch of these, but just to test, not to actually sell ever. I don't like the finish personally. I mean, even the best 3D printed ones, or if you Cerakote them, it's just not the same finish. I don't like the feel of it personally. I'm really not a fan of 3D printed stuff. It's a lot cheaper for one, so I guess that's positive. And you can get some really good 3D printed stuff. But personally, for me, the aluminum look, no matter really what part it is really preferred, I guess, for durability, for looks, for feel. That's just my preference. There's nothing wrong with 3D printing, obviously, but I'm more into the CNC for sure, as a player and as a business, I guess, as well.
Which kind of brings me to the point. That's why I'm liking a lot of these cutouts, especially the ultra cutout one you have, which my eye is on the most. Mostly because we're taking more weight off. I mean, naturally, thinking of the 3D print, we're like, well, it's lighter, it's snappier, which is usually my first thought. But the more weight we can take off, but keep the durability there, that's pretty exciting. I think those right there they're just amazing looking to me.
Yeah, they're really cool. I don't personally, like, from my experience, these have not sold as well as some of the other slides, but I just think that's this is more of a Glock kind of style. I love this style of slide. I love the big cutouts here. I think, again, it's kind of a Glock style. The back is a little bit different. But I think these are really cool, and I think these are going to look so good with the Tornado barrels too, being able to see it through the top and sides. So yeah, highly recommend, and still have a few of these in 4.3 and 5.1.
Yeah, those. And see, my style is more of like, I've never been one for like a lot of bright colors. I'm more of like, I mean, the TM I'm working on is just black, and and it's almost, I don't know. I like black in the sense of I'm not always a fan of glossy black. I'm always been a fan of more flat black, kind of rugged, kind of rough look to it. And that's the first thing I thought with that slide, though. It come off with the Glock vibe. The front of it almost being boxed off like that. You get a little bit in the back. It does have that Glock feel to it.
For sure, and I think it does kind of promote a lot more, like, not milsim players, but, kind of people that like the Glock platform, for sure. And it's a lot more boxy, where the other slides are more curved. So I definitely like it as well. And I think a big thing, too, from what I've seen sales-wise, as well as just kind of in the community, I think a lot of people are kind of like you, where they're kind of liking the black feel, but are kind of also getting into the kind of more bright colors, too. And black, slide-wise, is our top-selling color. It always sells out first. And I think that's because now, and with the Ultra Cut, too, but there's a lot of good cutouts, so you can do something a bit less flashy, but still have a cool color combination. If you wanted to do a black slide and then put a blue tornado barrel, it doesn't have to be a bright blue slide, but you can still have a good, nice hint of blue in there, too, without having it be the whole slide. So I think having a lot of colors come up with the blowback units and the barrels is really kind of allowed black to be kind of more widely used, but still adapt into that kind of, you can do a cool two-tone with a bright color as well.
Or even like a black slide on a different colored frame, since those are coming around too.
Oh, yes, the advanced frames that you got going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and Esmond was looking at them earlier.
Yeah. So we have some advanced frames that got in today. These are from Airsoft Masterpiece. They look really cool, obviously. And then we have our frames too. Let's see if I can pull up a picture. And basically, I've gone over this a bit, but for those that don't know, let's see, that's a CAD drawing here. Let's see.
So these advanced frames right here, they got that light feel like the 9-ball one, right?
Yes, for sure. So I'll talk about basically our frames versus these, because that's kind of a big question. Why are we making our frames? How's it different, basically? Mm-hmm. So it is very light, made of aluminum. Ours will be as well. The main difference for ours, these have a completely different style hammer internal system. So whereas there's a side panel and a chassis that goes right here, and then a side panel that connects on the normal one, this has a little drop-in center part, and it's completely different for the hammer internals. And then in my time playing, I have personally never liked the advanced frame. I like the full rails a lot because it gives much better stabilization and glide on your slide recoil. But personally, I really don't like the hammer internal system because it just doesn't give that good of a feel when you're shooting it, and I think a lot of people can kind of attest to that. Some people like it, but I would say majority prefer the stock TM style. So what we did is we took the stock TM style hammer internals with the side panel and chassis, and then obviously the frame, and it made a 3-piece system that's still aluminum, still lightweight, anodized, so it'll be like these finishes, and then made a ton of internal improvements, added rails and top rails as well. This is definitely the most intensive project that we have done, like 50 plus hours of designing this frame. I can't find a picture here. Maybe I can pull one up off of my emails. But I think our frames will be the most innovative project we've done to date when they come out, just because of all the different stuff we've done.
That definitely sounds a lot better, because the only thing, don't get me wrong, I've owned and had an advanced frame and I liked it. The only thing I disliked is having to take out that side plate and having to replace it and getting into all that work rather than just having one solid piece.
Yeah, for sure. And with the aluminum, with the aluminum stuff that we're making, it'll be super durable, obviously, but also super lightweight, like you were saying. And just the feel of the actual system and how it operates, I just really prefer it over the advanced frame system personally.
So I got an exciting question. I agree with that Predator Freeland just asked. He said, "Is there any plans to expand beyond the high Kappa platform once you've created all your custom high Kappa parts?"
I was thinking the same thing.
Ooh.
Man, I have no idea. Possibly, really down the road. The high cap is just kind of the obvious choice for platforms, obviously. I think just because of how many upgrades there are in it. Maybe later down the road, AAPO1 has gotten pretty big recently, so that's, a good thing to have a little bit more variety. But no plans as of right now, but that does not mean that will change, or that won't change in the future.
I got a good question to ask.
Yep.
Sutton, you still plan on building you a rifle?
Yeah, at some point. Yeah, I wish I could go play more, but yeah, for sure wanting to build a rifle. With whatever you guys recommend. I know we had talked about doing a rifle at some point. So
a Euro grip.
He said first recommended expansion is a metal paintball grip.
Please stop. Please stop. You're doing so good.
But y'all don't know how much it would take to machine that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about paintball either, so it's hard for me to kind of attest.
No,
to
talking
that.
about the.
He's talking about a metal Euro grip.
Oh, huh. I mean, possibly so. Again, I don't know enough about rifles either, unfortunately. And here are the frames, by the way. So these are them full rails, and then it'll be a 3-piece system with the middle piece and the side panel. And yeah, they look pretty nice. And here are the 4.3s. So we're the first people to make aluminum 4.3 frames. So they look a bit long and wonky right now, obviously just the frame, but it meshes up perfectly with the slide and creates a pretty cool effect. And then we opted for this kind of a side view. We opted for the infinity symbol for the first run, and you still got that nice LA Capa Customs, not engraving, but actual kind of CNC cut. And then you have the full frames on top to give it that extra bit of stabilization, and then the actual rails on the bottom to add a flashlight or whatever you want to do.
I gotta admit, I'm digging the LA one though. I
am.
Like the LA one's growing on us very well.
It looks really good.
I am. So basically, I got quotes for all 3 of these, but I will tell you, these are expensive to CNC. So these are probably my lowest margins of all the products that I have. Simply because I didn't want to overcharge, or not overcharge, but I didn't want people to have to spend too much. So these will actually be slightly cheaper than the advanced frames. Not by much. I think retail plan is $190 for the 5.1. And for the 4.3, it'll be $210. Just added a bit of cost to make it longer and didn't make quite as many of these. But yeah, man, I love the LA personally, and I think I held off on it on this run because we're really new to manufacturing, and it kind of hasn't been. I think we give it a few months, and the LA kind of symbol will become more kind of universal, like the Infinity in the 2011. And my next plan for these is to make LA versions that people can kind of mix and match with their Magwell. So yeah, I'm really excited for these.
I'm excited for the purple frames. I got this 4.3 build in my head, and the purple frame is beautiful.
Yes, sir. I want to see you with a purple frame.
I got
on the Green Goblin.
Look, I got a whole 5.1 build, and I'm thinking Joker all the way, and he's just
Yeah.
the purple's just screaming it right now.
I can just like every time we talk about a new product, I'm just like my wallet is in my back pocket screaming at me.
I think I have a Discord that has a lot of people that have kind of followed us and opted to be in it to kind of give their feedback on products and stuff, and you can tell the kind of hype behind these. Obviously, all the products, and I think all the other ones are a little bit more hyped up generally. But for those people that are kind of in the Discord and are really into high kappas and have been building for a long time, like something like this is super revolutionary. Like, I think you will see these in all top performing high kappas and really just top upgraded high kappas. I think these will give a reason to upgrade your frame in the highest scene for the weight you get, as well as just performance you get. I think that you'll be seeing a lot more of these on the Speed QB field. And really, I mean, to have all the different colors has never been done before either. So really just giving people more options. And, you know, with all the different colors that we're creating for the barrels and now these frames, you're going to see a lot more unique and different builds that you haven't been able to be seen prior to this.
Absolutely, because like as soon as TMs kind of like came about and everybody was making their own builds, I think after 3 or 4 years, everybody had the same build twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, about everybody's had a black and gold.
Right, and Demo, I'm sure, made that pretty popular too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, everybody's seen that Battle Cap video. So I think it's really, you know, back even a year ago, you didn't see any colored barrels. You didn't see any colored frames. You didn't see... Colors were really hard to come by. You know, you have your gold, your silver, your black, which is pretty standard, and obviously the most used too. But this just opens up the door for so many unique one-of-one type builds that haven't been done before, you know?
A Joker build is coming
For
soon.
sure.
I just
A
can't
Joker
decide
build.
what I want. Like all the colors. I can't decide if I want black or if I want gold or green.
No,
Yeah.
you done showed me purple. I'm building a Joker. It's gonna happen now.
Hear me out. So I think you do a purple frame and purple Conqueror slide, and then you have the green barrel and the green Magwell.
Hey, I got your number. We're talking.
Hey, you should even go in to get the metal grip too, the green.
Oh, I don't know about all
yeah,
that.
I need to get the green metal grip. I want to get the green metal grip.
So that has probably been the number one request of, you know, everybody, especially in the Discord, has been like, I really want a full LA build with the frame and the slide and the barrel, and they've been begging for these aluminum grips. And I haven't even started designing them. They're not super hard to design, but the overhead cost, I mean, they retail for $330 a piece.
Right.
So, you know, there's got to be enough demand there. But, you know, I think for sure within the next 6 months you will see an LA Capa Customs aluminum grip. And hopefully able to design it in a way that we can charge a lot less than $330. Because I don't want to be overcharging for stuff, so all of our prices are at or lower than what's previously available, and we've made so many innovations to these that are above anything else already. So, you know, really kind of trying to keep it as price friendly as possible.
Yeah, because one of our buddies, shout out to Houdini, he bought one of your grips, and I messed around with it, and oh my gosh.
Right? Oh, yeah. I remember him, I think, posting on Instagram or something and tagging us.
Yes,
the one he brought to Nashville.
Yes.
Nashville.
Yeah.
Oh
Yes,
man,
and
that grip.
I think all of us has picked it up and messed around with it. Like, don't get me wrong, it is a great grip. If you have the money to do it and you can do it, I'll say do it, because it literally hugs your hand.
Yeah,
hands
it's
down.
perfectly
It looks good
designed.
too with his Kappa. It looks great.
Oh, it's great.
Imagine that with like one of these frames too, you know, just to kind of complete that kind of aftermarket look.
Oh, I'm sure he's making a cart right now.
Yeah.
Steve, I pulled up on my screen, if you want to switch to it real quick, the picture of
Yeah.
Houdini's high Kappa.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
gorgeous.
sick.
Yeah, it's
Let me-
super gorgeous.
Let me see on my end here. I got the stream pulled up in another tab.
Yep, there it is.
Is there some stream delay here? Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Yeah, I'm at I think a blue grip. The blue, by the way, this is a render, but it'll actually be a bit lighter, like his sliding grip. So like an all blue and silver build would be super sick.
Yes. Yeah, like I for sure see him grabbing that either the blue frame or for sure the silver frame for to
Yeah,
finish that.
silver
build out.
I think would be even cooler, to be honest. But
Yeah,
he's got options.
I just
Sutton, you said you used to do custom builds for commissions, right?
Yes.
What was your favorite high cap you ever built?
Oh, okay. Here,
That's a
let's-
good question.
That is a great question. Oh shoot, I don't think I'm logged yet, actually. So let's not pull up that. Let me go to the gallery here. So we still do custom builds. Unfortunately, I don't really build them myself anymore. I'll ship them out. We have about a half dozen builders around the U.S. that I'll ship out in bulk to. And just for anybody that doesn't know, we also have this builder system online. If you already know what you want but want us to build it, you can literally just pick every single aftermarket part. It's all up here, all the colors. Anything that's out of stock will have a little asterisk by it. And you can literally add everything you want and then check out to the cart. And, get a high Kappa built by us. And, no messaging or anything. And it's all just easily laid out right here. And then we also have a contact page as well that you can go and fill out if you want to contact us for a custom build or anything like that. Let's see, my favorite build. I really like this Galaxy. This one blew up for me. This was early on, and I think it got over 2,500 likes. This was one of the first ever Galaxies ever to be shown, to my knowledge. So I think people really liked this design and the anodizing.
The grip is
that's
gorgeous.
detailed work. Yes, ooh.
I'd be afraid to play with that. I'd scratch
Right?
it and then.
Oh, dude, that's a for sure not getting hung up. It is.
This was. I still have this gun. It's a little bit dusty in this picture, but yeah, this was my workhorse back in the day, and I still have it and use it. Love the Battle Cat. The kind of black and gold fits pretty nicely. I really like that one. Let's see. Obviously, I kind of like the Conqueror slide builds that we did. These are actually being sent to KWA for the Fight Night event. They are filming episode 2 on Saturday and are using these in a few of the fights and to promote. So excited for that. If I can load up some more here. I guess I have. Oh yeah, these are some of my favorites too. So this was a custom anodized Tiger, and that I did myself actually.
I love it.
That reminds me of Black Ops 2 for some reason, like the
Yeah.
Black Ops 2 camos.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this was super clean. Loved the way it felt too.
I like that stippling job. That looks dope.
Yeah, little
Yeah.
tiger stripe. Let's see. This one was super cool too.
Makes like a lot of
yeah.
yours, but better.
Oh yeah, I love the cotton candy theme.
Yeah.
Oh,
Super cool. This one was fully aftermarket. And again, if I had to do it again, would for sure swap it out for my frame. I didn't love the feel of it, but it looked really well and looked really cool too.
I like the
Yeah.
hammer on it.
Yeah. And it kind of just matched with the theme. Yeah, super cool.
What if we see old Braden's high cap in the gallery?
Yeah, it's down there somewhere.
It's down there.
I'm just trying to show up. This is literally the rarest high kappa in the world. I mean, you can obviously argue that, but this slide was made about 15 years ago, and there were only I don't know the number, but it was in the dozens of the kits made. It came with a full gun, and so I had to do a bunch of custom work to this to get it to fit as a high kappa. But I don't know if you guys know about the Tiki Slide, but it is easily the most rare and sought after slide, and I actually bought it secondhand from a guy in Europe that was willing to sell it, which is pretty cool.
Do you still have that gun?
I do. It rarely sees gameplay just because of how rare it is, and it doesn't perform great. And again, that's because it is a. This is a video kind of showing what we did, but it doesn't perform amazing. Mainly because the AM hammer system doesn't mesh well with this, since it's not like a high Kappa type slide. Whenever we get our frames in, I'm gonna swap it for one of our frames, and I think the performance will go up a lot. But yeah, super cool build, and I still have it. Oh shoot. Let's load some more here. If you want me to stop on any of these, let me know. This one was pretty cool. You know, American theme. And, you know, nice background, I guess, too. Pretty cool. I'm a big fan of, like, silver and black and silver and gold. I just think the kind of silver look looks really clean, obviously, with the aluminum grip, too. This was from Raven, which is one of our sponsored players in California. Let's see here. This is my personal build that I've done. I still have this one. This is probably the one I use the most when I actually go and play.
Was that the one you were using at the night event?
It was, yeah. Yeah, so this was what I used. See this glossy finish on the slide like it is?
Mm-hmm.
So what I did for that is I stripped the anodizing. It was originally black. Then I polished it all, so it was like a super gloss finish, and then anodized a clear coat over it. So, I mean, you can't scratch it or anything, but it's that glossy mirror type finish with the slide. So it really was unique, and I really liked it, liked building it and stuff, so I really like this build. And I'm probably going to do a couple more for myself once all of our parts actually come in.
I'm trying to figure out which one of these is Braden's. His is black and gold.
Down here somewhere. I think that's it right there.
Yeah, Braden right there.
Yep.
Yep, this one was super cool build. Like super aftermarket too. Somewhat of kind of a gold match sleeper type build. But you know, really cool looking and a lot of cool internals, I remember. Oh, this
He
is
loves
back.
that thing.
I remember it had super light trigger pull on it too. I think it was a bit lower than that actually. But yeah, man, I mean, I myself have probably built, I don't know, 200 to 300 high kappas in the past year and a half. Yeah, I used to build like multiple every day. Now, like I said, I don't build as much and do more business side and.
Oh, someone made a Frieza build. That's cool.
There's
Or-
one for one of Harrison's.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this one was cool. Pretty cool custom Sarah coat. And here's another one. So this was a team gun. Custom Hawaii theme, so had some black and pink flowers. Pretty cool.
If you
That's dope.
if you're ever feeling spicy, a little black and yellow old Batman build would look slick.
Yellow would be
Get it.
sick. Yeah. This was
These are all-
Harrison's build from back in the day. This was pretty iconic at the time for sure.
Now, let me. I don't know if you answer this or not, but do you do like I know you sell the blank grips, correct?
Yes.
Do you do stippling on those? Like, can you stipple them and then send them out to people?
Yeah, so on the site, again, I used to do all this myself. Don't do it as much anymore. I think we're sold out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, when you add this grip to your cart, you can actually add stippling for $40. And if you hit add to cart, then basically we'll email you, ask you what stippling pattern you want. You can send us a picture or whatever, and then we'll send it out to our stipple guy to get done. So yeah, we do stippling. If you just want to order a grip that's stippled, we can do that as well.
Oh yeah, no, we definitely have to talk because I have an idea in mind. There's a.
Gonna have a lion stippled into his grip.
Oh man, buddy boy.
A PBZ logo in his.
Oh,
would look
like
dope.
there's.
Could it be both
Yeah.
at the same time, one on each side?
You know what? That's what I was sitting here thinking. Having like a Leo straight down on one side, PBZ on the other. Couldn't have it any other way.
I like to have my
Right?
team number on there. It'd be pretty dope.
So a lot of the actual super custom stuff I send to my Cerakote guy who, I mean, he's into real steel stuff, so I mean the precision he can do is really, really high tier. I'm trying to find, this HTK build that we did for them, where it had HTK on one side and Wildcats on the other, was super cool. I mean that grip job is just unbelievable by him. And we can definitely get that done for you guys.
Oh yeah, he about to have another one. Like,
I'm gonna have to finish out my full build now after looking at all these high cappers. I gotta finish my gun now. I just feel bad now leaving the green goblin.
Yeah, it's just collecting dust and stuff, man.
I like the high cap, but I just didn't play with it because it's broken right now. I need a new nozzle.
Well, we got some nozzles.
You guys know.
We got Raisin's already given me one, but if I needed one, I know where to go. I mean, I'm gonna buy me a 5.1 tornado, Golden Tornado, but as soon as they are pre-ordered.
Is anybody else
tomorrow at noon for anybody that?
Is anybody else getting a good vibe off this pink slide? Like, is it just me? Just something.
Mason needs that.
Like that is gorgeous.
Yeah. So basically, other companies, I won't specify, but other companies are really inconsistent with anodizing, and every time they get it done, it's a different color. And you can't perfect this just because anodizing is so... It's not like paint, it's an actual chemical process that's done. So you can't have the same color every time, but we are going to have the same color spectrum every time. So you're not going to see a light pink one time and a dark pink another time. It's going to be the same color every time, maybe a shade-ish different, but hardly able to see with your eyes any difference. So I think that's really going to make us unique, having everything be the same color no matter what it is. And the 4-3 Battle Cats, some of them were light pink, some of them were dark pink, but the hot pink was super popular, and I personally love this over the other pink. I think this pink is going to do really well. Let me see.
A question in the comments while you're going to that real quick. Nolan, he asked, should I get a 5.1 or a 4.3 high cap him? Before this conversation,
5.1.
Yeah, go ahead.
5.1.
Go ahead.
Before this conversation, I would have told anybody to go with a 5.1 just on the simple fact of parts, looking for parts. But now that LA Kappa Sutton has blessed us with the graciousness of giving us all the 4.3 parts that we need, I will say choose what your heart desires. I'm going with a 4.3 just because it's smaller, more compact, and easier to get around corners. 5.1, get a little bit more range, but still the same performance.
I would go ahead.
Somebody asked if I was here, and yes, I'm here. Carter said, "Is Steven here?" Yeah, I'm here. I'm present.
Yeah. So my opinion, if you would have asked me this 6 months ago, I would have said 100% 5.1. 4.3 is really adopting right now. I think it is also being slightly overhyped. Like, I think there's so much push for it, which is why I opted for 5.1 slides. So right now, I would obviously tell you a 5.1 slide and to get the Conqueror slide personally. But I will tell you, in the coming months, we got a special project with Speed QB that, may or may not happen in the next few months. But after that, the plan is to make a 4.3 Conqueror slide. So basically take out this cut, and shrink it all down, and obviously do some design changes, but make a 4.3 Conqueror slide. So you can have, either variant, and you can do a 4.3 Conqueror slide build too. So either one works great, looks great. I would say there's still slightly, honestly, now that we're making the 4.3 barrels, that's what was really holding the 4.3 up. You can choose either one. I kind of like a 5.1 better myself. But really, both are great, and they have such great options nowadays that you can pick either one and easily upgrade either.
What used to be what I'm hearing with all these products, I need to start saving my money for a 4.3 slide, an LA frame, and an LA grip.
You're gonna make me build a high capper now.
I'm for sure.
All LA.
I'm finishing out my build now. I'm gonna get me an LA Kappa mag flare.
The inspiration runs deep.
Right? Oh man. Yeah.
But
Well,
no-
I'm happy to lay anything out for you guys, and if anybody wants one of these slides, they'll be dropping tomorrow.
Make sure y'all
I
check
think-
that out tomorrow. I know we've gone over the hour mark for our viewers out there, and I know we got Sutton for the hour, and I don't want to take up too much more of his time. So for all y'all loyal viewers out there, whether you're watching now or later, make sure y'all check out LA Capa Customs.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Check out his Instagram. Check out his website, lacapacustoms.com. And if you're gonna buy some stuff, make sure you use reference code PBZ at checkout.
PBZ, pretty easy to remember. Somebody asked, what do we have on hammers and sears? So stock is kind of always fluctuating, but we will have almost every part you will be able to get. So Cal, 9-ball, Airsoft Masterpiece. Sear wise, we have AIP. We also have 9-ball. We may have some AM ones, but I think we're mostly just carrying AIP and 9-ball because those are the ones we find the best. As you can see, pretty popular, sold out right now, but have more coming back. But we are constantly getting stock in. And really, I would say every month we're getting reorders from the same companies. So really always have stuff coming in. So if it's ever sold out, expect it to be back up within a week or so.
Sweet.
Yeah, you guys have anything else for me? I appreciate you letting me come on and kind of talk about the brand, and would love to do this again soon as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. If any viewers have any other questions, drop those in before we wrap up. Somebody's asking about the price of the slides. That depends on which slide you're looking at, but my recommendation is going to be the Conqueror slide, and those are
$119.99. Yeah, so our slides are gonna retail for at or lower anyone else's slides as far as the US is concerned. So they'll be $120. Barrels will be $80, same price as AM, but obviously you get a lot more features that we kind of covered earlier. Magwells are $48, cheaper than AM. Normally they're $50. So really trying to be economically friendly, and give you guys the best prices on these that we can. And 120 is standard or cheap for US slides.
Let's say if that doesn't make your choice on slide or barrel very obvious, lower prices, better innovations, better products, man. Like, come on.
Can I ask one question before we wrap this up? Because I have to. I just got to. I got mixed feelings and mixed answers on it, and I got a feeling on the answer just because I haven't seen any on your site, and that would be aluminum nozzles. Why and why not use them? Because I mean, naturally you would think, keep it. A lot of people's guide usually breaks on them. So, what's your thoughts?
Yeah. So I will attest to two things. One, I hate the Cal pink nozzle, or strongly dislike the Cal pink nozzle, and I do not like aluminum nozzles either. The reason for the aluminum, they get really cold really quickly and give really bad FPS because they don't mesh well with hop-up units generally, because it's metal on metal and not that kind of plastic that can kind of shape to the hop-up unit almost.
Mm-hmm.
You damage your hop-up unit really easily when you use the aluminum ones. With how durable the Garter and AIP ones are, they give better FPS, they're cheaper, they are, in my opinion, just much more reliable, higher FPS. I really would never buy an aluminum nozzle, and I don't carry those because I don't believe in those. With the Cal pink nozzle, I would suggest not buying it at all. That's why I don't carry them. I just do not like them at all. The inside of the nozzle is way bigger than all the other ones, so it's really bad compression most of the time. And even if you have good compression, they break very easily. the system that they use to hold everything in isn't great, and it's just not very reliable. So I personally do not like the Cow Pink ones at all. I see Max said, which one would you buy? The Garter or the AIP are both really good. We have the AIP in stock, obviously, so I'm going to recommend that. But $15, and it's the same as a stock TM slide, but more durable, really. I also recommend, if you use the Garter nozzle or even the AIP, to keep your stock TM internals as long as they aren't breaking, because you will get more FPS using the stock TM nozzle internals and just using the shell. So yeah, I recommend that as well.
Good thought. Yeah, that's something I didn't think on at all. And now that you said something about the cold and then fitting with the hop up, makes me think of maybe tearing your bucking as well, as it's starting to.
Yep, exactly.
100 times, or how many shots, the countless BBs we can go through in a session.
Aaron just commented and said he keeps shattering the Garter internals on his Garter nozzle.
I will tell you, I have broken a lot of shells. I have never broken nozzle internals personally. I know that you can definitely do that, but I would make sure everything's installed right and the O-ring is, not too tight or anything, because you will have the shell break way before the nozzle internals, in my experience.
I mean, I think I could do a high Kappa meltdown pretty easily. You remember that sudden whenever I just, showed you how fast I could make a high Kappa go on semi?
Yeah, and that's what kind of ours are built for. The really high rate of fire, high competitive, light trigger. So these nozzles can really take that just fine. And yeah, I really recommend these. They may break after 10,000 shots or more, and that's kind of part of it. But I really can't recommend the plastic ones enough. On the sculptor grip, if I take the plate that holds the hammer spring, it takes like 20 minutes to get it back on. I'm not super sure exactly what you're talking about, but if you just take out the hammer spring part, you should just be able to leave everything back on and just pop it in with the hammer strut and just push in the magwell pin. So that should be a pretty quick and easy fix. Anything else, guys?
I think that's about it for all of us. So yeah, thanks again, Sutton, for being on the cast. We'd love to have you back sometime. So, shout at us sometime when you got some new products to promote. We'd love to have you back and hear about it. So, for all the viewers out there, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. PBZ out.